You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to the Sabres Zone, the video on the channel that talks about what you had to say. So I went and found a clip. Didn't take me long. Went to one of my videos, had about 500 hits, looked at some clips, and right away found one I liked. We're going to discuss this one. And here it comes. And shout out goes to, if I could open it up, guys. Oh, sorry, hold on. Now I can. Shout out goes to Ron Peacock. And Ron says this team was abysmal from the moment they hired Murray until they fired Botterill. Yes, I guess that's putting it politely. For some reason, they needed a star. One star won't get you there. This is 2023, you need a cast. Well, unless that star was Dom Hasek. Yep, he single-handedly carried the team to the finals. Adams has been assembling a cast, one we will be enjoying for years to come. And Ron makes a good point here, guys, because there's a few things I want to talk about in a second here about that. Look, as the team unfolds and the team moves on into the future, guys, after last night, we know what we watched happen. Let's face it, we're starting to get trolled again. This is something I want to talk about in a few videos today. I'm going to mention it now quickly, but the important point is what Ron's talking about here, guys, is that we are slapping together a team. We're not just trying to go and acquire every star like the big market teams do and slap it together in hopes of winning a Stanley Cup. We just, we've had to start from scratch. We haven't had the fortunate luck of a Vegas Golden Knights franchise where they were able to just take good players right away and make a team. I mean, we've had to start literally from scratch. We've had not a fun time, as we know, since the tank years. It's been rough on the Sabres fans, no doubt. But right now, I think, guys, that those days are long gone. The culture's long changed now. We've come a long way. And I know we haven't made the playoffs yet. I'm aware of that. But, Florida's proof that you can just get into the playoffs and good things can happen. Yes, it didn't work out for them in the finals. But, guys, what were they off? Like 10 days? That didn't help, really. They were hurting. They had injuries. And some of their main guys just didn't get it done. Whereas Florida, or I should say Vegas, went in that series, as much as Eichel helped them win, I put it this way, I believe they could have won that Stanley Cup without Jack Eichel. As good as he was, I believe if Alex Tuch was on that team, they still could have won the Stanley Cup this year. I'll just say it. They could have. He went along for the ride too. I mean, Eichel. It wasn't like he was part of something as proud as some of these Sabres would be if they eventually get to the summit, because this would be 100 times better story if the Sabres get to the top eventually, because we've had to suffer way worse. This is a franchise that hasn't had to suffer. They could say, what, we missed the playoffs last year? Give me a break. They've been around 6 years. Guys, I mean, it's a whole different thing when you've had decades of painful memories in there. Not just great memories, there's painful memories too as Buffalo fans. And what Adams is doing, like Ron is saying, he's putting together like an Academy Award winning movie is what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the right cast, he's trying to get the right chemistry, he's trying to get the right script, all of it, the right agents. He's trying to get everything in the right place. And it's not an easy task. You got to remember where he started from. He did not start from scratch with a team that went to the finals, and now what do we do? Like, no, that's not what he was dealing with here. He was dealing with an 18-game losing streak when he jumped in, basically. This is what he jumped into. And, his first year as GM, you've seen it. I mean, the Buffalo media were all over him, almost blaming him, which wasn't his fault. He had to, get this team back on track, which he's done very nicely. And we can't lose focus about our goal, okay? This is something I can't stress enough. We can't worry because Vegas won the Stanley Cup. That doesn't matter to me because I want to see when they go through a decade of bad, how faithful their fans are then. That's when I'll know if they have real fans or not. It's easy to pack the building when you're winning year after year. Come on, And how many fans really live in Vegas that are there? This is just people that are rich and have money and buy tickets, and there's all sorts of things you can say. But look, going back to the Sabres, because again, I don't care about this Stanley Cup yesterday. It's not important to me. I'm just glad it's over with, and I can start making these damn videos again and talking about if I'm going to talk about this year's playoffs, there were fun moments, like Boston being upset. That was fun. Watching Toronto get knocked out by Florida. There was some fun times in that playoffs, but it didn't end nice. It's okay. It really is okay. I got to see a team win a Stanley Cup for the first time. It's fine. But our team, of course, is what matters, and if we can get to the summit, it's going to be a whole different ballgame, guys. I mean, we don't know what the future holds. The year we win the Stanley Cup, it might be against Eichel in Vegas. We don't know, guys, what the future holds, is what I'm saying. If the Sabres get to the finals in a few years, wouldn't that be a sweet one? It's just something to think about. It could be as early as the next 2-3 years, something like that happens. Sports is a funny thing. And what Ron talks about here, this supporting cast, yes, you got to have a cast. You got to have the proper chemistry in that cast. There's so many little details that go into it. And he's choosing players, you've seen guys with character quality. They have good characters, these guys. There's something good about them that rubs him the right way when he sits down and he talks to them and he feels right about them and they're committed to this team, this franchise, the city of Buffalo, all of it. They're just committed. And he feels right about it. You guys seen how ticked off he was with Portillo? You guys seen it. You seen it in his face when he talked about it. He said, we want players that want to be here. Like he thought he was through with this crap, and then he runs into another guy that's, that wanted to move on to another team. And he's, okay, so be it. We'll get rid of you. And I guarantee, this will be something that players from this point on will regret not signing in Buffalo. They will regret it because eventually we are going to have some fun times. And I think very sooner than later. Can't lose forever, guys. I've been saying it for years. Can't lose forever. It's the revolving door of professional sports. Eventually, times change. It's just the way it goes. And people can say what they want. You guys see what's going on today out there. They're starting to troll again. I'm going to talk about this in another video because I'm kind of ticked off about it. But, the point Ron brings up here is that we are building it's almost like, Ron, we're building the depth. And then we'll worry about the whole superstar thing at the end. That's how that's going to work. And by the time we need that superstar, Darlene's already blossomed into it anyway. So it's like we got the superstars. We already have them. We have them. We have them locked in. We got to get Darlene locked in, guys. I can't stress it enough. We got to get him locked in. And I'm hoping we get him under 10. I'm hoping. Is that realistic? I don't know. I just don't know. It's up to him, really. Some of these teams that are struggling with cap, you see it, guys. What's going on in Edmonton? McDavid's making 12.5. Is he worth it? Yes. Should he be taking it? No. Not if he wants to win a Stanley Cup. No. Should have Darnell Nurse taken 9.25 he's making? No, he shouldn't have took it. But, what's that tell Draisaitl now on his next deal? I don't know. This is something we'll talk about again and again throughout the season, guys. But right now, I like what Adams is building. I like what the point Ron makes here is really valid. It's not that we're not in the era, we need Dominic Hasek night after night. We're not in that era now. No, this team right now, the way this team is being built, he is building this team with a vision. And I got to just trust him because look what he's done already. What has he done already? This is one hell of a general manager. It didn't take long to convince me. You guys might recall my older videos. At first, I was mad at him because when are you going to get the balls and fire Kruger? When are you going to do it? As much as I liked Kruger too in the beginning, I didn't hate this guy. I didn't. But something rubbed me the wrong way with the thumbs up and all this stuff that he did. It's, like they say, man, this guy, and we looked really good under him, you might recall at first. But then when things went completely ugly, Adams took forever to fire him. And that was kind of a rookie GM mistake, I think, I think now he's got thicker skin now. I think now he has more to lose. I think now that Adams the years he's put in, okay, of building this team, he has a right now to be a bit more of a prick. He just does when it comes to certain things and how people negotiate. Like this whole thing with Portillo, still, I was impressed with that. The way he talked about it, you just seen the look in his face. He was disgusted with Portillo. So I don't know what happened in that conversation, but it obviously it went ugly. It didn't work out, you know, and that's fine, because maybe that word gets around, and you know, when you find out a GM is kind of has a tough side to him, you know, he might be really a nice guy, but he's also very firm and hard and right straight down to the core with something. It might make a player eventually that's an unrestricted free agent feel secure about signing there. So yeah, he's a no-nonsense guy, I'm hearing, throughout the league, you know, because word gets around, guys. Word gets around. All right, that's my take on Ron's comment. I mean, I liked reading that, Ron, so good post, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.